So I was at my mom's house this weekend visiting, and I've seen this little Mickey toy before, but I don't know what it is. I'm not even a Mickey Mouse fan. Wasn't really, I mean, I've watched it a little bit growing up, but wasn't really ever a fan. But I don't know what it is. I don't know if it just looks so old or what it was, but I thought it was pretty awesome. And I was sitting there looking at it and I was like, you know what? I think I can make this 3D character. So I got my phone out and started taking some pictures. So after taking the pictures with Polycam, this is basically the model that came out after I took, I don't know, 20, 30 pictures. Basically put it in Polycam, came out with this 3D. So then I exported that and I'm going to take it into Blender. Okay, so I got Mickey cleaned up now and he looks a lot better. So in order to make Mickey basically come alive, we got to give him bones. You can't move without bones, right? So let me try to set him up here. I'm basically gonna get him set up just right here so I can start putting the bones in him. And so I need to, he looks a little off center. So let me go back into object mode here. And let's move him over. It'll be cool to see him work. Okay, I think I'm ready to start giving him the bones here. So I'm gonna add armature, and it's pretty big, but we'll resize it. So over here on the armature, since this is gonna be the main bone, I'm gonna go ahead and change this name of this to the root bone. So I'm just gonna call it root. So I'm gonna go to this bone here and I need to bring it up in front. So I'm gonna go to the viewport display here and bring that bone in the front. Okay, so this bone, let's get it scaled down a little bit. This is basically gonna be the pelvis bone. And try to move it right. This one's pretty important. It's like the doll, when it was made, it wasn't his face with that angle, so I hope this turns out okay. Right about there. Okay. And this little bone, I'm gonna call the pelvis. I'll just rename that pelvis. And you know, I think I need to move. We need to move Mickey up actually. So let me go right. So Mickey is there. It still looks a little off center to me, but okay. So let me move that bone back into place. Okay, and let me so I need to get this pelvis bone back to where it should be. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so the pelvis, I think it's all set now, so I need to start adding more bones to this. So I'm just going to add another bone on top of the pelvis. And Mickey is kind of small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this bone inside of this one. And about there. And then I'm going to create another one. We'll bring it to about there. And let's do one more. We'll bring it about right to the top of his neck. So probably about right there. And so this is basically, these three here on the top are basically going to be his spine. So we'll name this spine 1, spine 2, and spine 3. So I'm going to click on this first one, come over, rename this to spine 2 or spine 1, first one after the pelvis. And then I'll just name spine 2 and spine 3. Okay, so these I need to make, I'm going to add another one here, which is going to be for his neck, which probably should make that spine go up a little. Okay, so now for his neck, I'm going to add another one, and let's just make that go right about to the top of his neck. And I'm going to add one more for his head. And he kind of got a big head, doesn't he? So let's add one. Okay, here we go. Okay, so for his head, keep that all in line. And I wish his head was more center. I probably should have twisted the head to make it more straight, but let's just go, we'll go there. So, okay, so this one is going to be the neck, and then this one will make the head. So we'll call this one neck, and then the top one the head. Okay, so we need to start with the shoulder. So I'm gonna create another one here, coming out pretty much at the top of the spine, and this will be the pelvic bone. And let's see, we'll make this pelvic left. And I may have to redo these a little bit, but I'm just gonna go with that for now. And I think I got 2 in there. Get rid of that, and then I'm gonna call this pelvic left. Okay, so now we need to take, I'm gonna create another one here, and this should go to about, so basically about to his elbow, which I guess looks about right there, I guess. This hand's kind of small, so I'm gonna put it right there. Again, I may have to change these afterwards, but for now, I'm just gonna put it there. This will be his upper hand left, or upper arm actually. Okay, so now we basically need from his elbow to his wrist. So elbow to wrist, be about right there. And this will be lower arm, L. And I need to create another, and I don't know, because of the way he's not really symmetrical and the way it's turned, I don't know what actually how this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna try. Okay, so I need to create one for his hand, which See, it's kind of weird because of the way he's turned. So I'll just go to about there. And I'll just call this hand L for left side. So I'm gonna turn. Yeah, so see, it's okay. Let me try to move this. So the spine looks good. It's just the arm. It's weird because of the angle. It feels like I'm not on there, but you can see I knew that it felt like I needed to push it out, because if you look at the hand, see how the angle it is at. So the hand, let's see, it looks like the wrist. And okay, so that looks, it looks about right. It's the elbow. So I'm probably gonna have to change it because it's probably gonna look weird, but it may work. We'll have to see. And I think like there's no point in, if I zoom in here, I'm not gonna do the, if this was like a person I was rigging, I could do the fingers, but I'm not even gonna do the fingers because they're not even split, they're like one solid. I mean, I could technically zoom in really good and like make fingers, but that would take a lot of detail. I don't think I'm just gonna have the hand like that. I mean, it would just look like a closed hand. It's not really gonna look like fingers on there, but I think that's fine. Okay, so for the legs, now this is kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to create another bone here. And so for the legs, the bone, it needs to be tied to the spine, the top of the pelvis, but not connected to it. So once I create it here, it's already connected to the pelvis, like, so it knows where it's at. But then I can click on it. I'll hit Alt P. Whoa, that was weird. So somehow it paused the recording. So I don't know if that got recorded or not, but basically I'm starting the leg bone, connected it to the pelvis, but I don't want it connected directly to the pelvis, but it needs to know that that's the root of where it's going to be. So the bone is still attached there, but I disconnected it from the pelvis. So now I'm just going to move it down a little bit here. So the root is still there because I connected there originally, but then I disconnected the bone, and now I'm going to move it into place here. Out there should be good. And this, hold on 1 second. Okay, this one should, and this bone should actually, so there we need the front, what is that, the hamstring, I guess, the top part, and then basically to the knee, below the knee, and then the foot. So what I'm gonna do is this needs to be moved. This, the knee looks like about right there, and then we'll create foot. And it's hard when you can't tell, you know, I'm just kind of guessing where the knee would be. That's about right there. And then the foot, well, let me move this down just a little bit. About there. Now for the foot, actually don't look too bad. Okay, so for the foot, and I don't know if, okay, so should we give it, definitely, it's weird, I'm moving my foot trying to see how it works. Okay, so from here, let's bring it out here, and I'm not really going to do a ball of the foot. I might have to later, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that and see. Now I got all of the bones, and again, I mean he's a stiff little guy, so I don't need all the extra bones. I think that's good enough. So now I'm just going to copy all the bones to the right side. Okay, so I got the right side done, and it's pretty cool because I didn't have to actually move it. It's like it knew. It's like it automatically knew. But I'm wondering. Well, actually. Because the hands, no, that might be all right. Yeah, that might be okay. Again, I may eventually have to adjust it, but hey, for a stiff little, I'm assuming this doll is probably from the 50s. You know, it's not too bad. So I just need to now connect the bones to the mesh with weight and test this out. Well, when I try to put this on here with weight, it said it failed to find one of the bones, so it's not bringing the skeletal mesh over to Unreal Engine. So I think when I look at, I think this is the problem right here. Look right here in the middle. So I think what I'm gonna do, because see how it's not. So I think I'm gonna need to fix this. So I'm gonna try to fix this. I feel like I'm kind of doing surgery here. So I have to move these bones for a minute, and I'm gonna have to insert a new one, which, okay, so I got that fixed now. I'm gonna do another video where I can make them do things, but I can now, all the different spine 1, 2, 3, all the ones I created. So like if I click on his neck, I can now rotate. He can move his neck up, down, yes. Or if I wanted to take, say, his leg, move it up. And then if we want to bend the knee, we can bend the knee. Or if we wanted to, say, I don't know, spine at the pelvis, we can move them. Or at the spine one, bow. So I should be able to animate him now. He is able to move. I don't know, did we do the hands yet? Let's see. I gotta rename it, but I could twist his hand or bring it up, down. Hand itself, right where we put those. So here pretty soon I will make it animated.